Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
And welcome back. Die Hard December. That's what that sound means. And today...
Die Hard 2.
Yeah, it's Die Harder.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Jake.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm Jake.
You're Tyler. Don't fucking ever take my name.
God damn it.
So, once again, I used my Die Hard box set, so I watched Die Hard 2 on Blu-ray. I'm going to be honest, I think the Blu-ray, the up-res on the Blu-rays are actually pretty good for these movies so far.
Question.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about Blu-ray, so higher resolution and whatnot.
Yeah.
The part where he's standing on the runway looking on at the British airliner that just crashed. I was watching it on Hulu.
Does it still look fake as fuck? Yes.
Because I was watching it on Hulu and I was like,
it looks even worse in high def because it's like, it shows
I can forgive the moment where he like ejects himself because that was like an
Yeah.
iconic movie moment.
It's a classic shot.
But still, it looks bad though. It's like, wow, that's not even close to real.
Yeah. And so I'll be honest. This is I think I said it the last time. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've actually sat down and watched the whole thing through.
Really?
I've never actually really watched this one.
That is incredible to me, knowing how much you love Die Hard.
Well, that first movie is so good.
You're like Jake fucking Peralta.
So I've seen like bits and pieces of it. I knew it was in an airport. I knew it was around Christmas time again. I knew and even then, I think I didn't watch it because me just describing it, it's just what this movie does. It literally just copies the first movie. And, well, we got to make it Christmas time. His wife's got to be in trouble. But we can't do it in a building again. So we'll do it in an airport.
Now, this is, if memory serves, this is also based off of a book. It was not originally a Die Hard movie.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Yeah, the fifth Die Hard, as we said in the last episode, is the only one that ever started and finished as a Die Hard script.
Huh.
Every Die Hard movie was something else.
So
I'll look that up.
Yeah, you're going to look that up. And Rennie Harlan, I'm not sure exactly what movie broke him out in Hollywood, but for a while he was a really hot commodity. And then he did a movie about pirates starring Gina Davis, and she was married to him at the time. And it was, for its time, one of the biggest box office bombs ever. Like, it cost a shitload of money to make. And no, it was on par with Last Action Hero and Waterworld. Like, big, supposed to be tentpole summer productions that just fell fucking flat on their face, dude.
So the screenplay was adapted from Walter Wager's 1987 novel, 58 Minutes.
58 minutes?
Yeah. The novel has the same plot but differs slightly. A police officer must stop terrorists who take an airport hostage while his daughter's plane circles overhead and has 58 minutes to do so before the plane crashes. So then, again, they're like, well, we like that plot, but let's just stick John McClane and his wife in it. Because the first movie did the same thing. It was a daughter. It was at a Christmas party for his daughter, and this, again, it's just his wife. But, yeah, so... For the second time in a row.
So we're reviewing, for those of you who don't know, we're reviewing all 4 Die Hard movies, not the 5th one.
Good Day to Die Hard is dead to us.
We're just not going to watch it.
It's dead hard.
In terms of, first, before we go on to basically the movie, because we've jumped around a little bit, but I kind of want to go from start to finish a little bit, kind of.
I also have the plot synopsis pulled up
awesome
here, so if we get lost, I can find it.
Cool. Because there are some twists and turns and whatnot. But so first thing that we can say is, out of the 4 that we agree exist, this is probably the worst one.
Oh yeah.
There are many special effects shots that just don't look very good in retrospect. Obviously, for its time, they looked probably pretty good.
So that's the thing. We need to have a discussion about that because I feel like it's hard to judge a movie on that because it was made in 1990.
And to be fair, for all of the special effects stuff that happened in that movie, those are the 2 shots that stand out. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Just like the first movie,
Where
there's only
ejects,
a few shots where you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Where he ejects. I mean, I do want to play devil's advocate because those are the two out of all the ones in the movie. So that's pretty good. You know, I mean, pretty good track record. But it's just when you see him, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, and it is that weird balance because it is kind of like you have to also look at it as like we're watching it at a 2023 lens versus a 1990 lens. But you're right. It is worth praising that saying like these two shots stuck out because most of the other stunts look pretty good.
You can't tell. Whatever.
And that's the thing we'll talk about with this movie. The action is fine. It's just it's one of those cases where like no matter what you do, that first movie is so damn good, you're not going to top it.
No.
And
yeah, and the first thing that you see about the movie is Die Hard 2, and then the movie Clunk, you know.
Yeah, it just throws it right at your
bump,
face.
Bump,
I was kind of
bump,
surprised
and you're
by
just
that.
like, okay, here's a car being towed,
Die
and you're
Hard
like,
2. Yeah, and then immediately into an explosion. Like it's kind of crazy. So
yeah, they have the car being towed.
But it starts with John McClane getting on the plane or going to the airport to pick up his wife. He's flying a little bit later. She's coming in from L.A. to New York. We find out in this movie that
they're
John
in Washington D.C. because it's Dulles.
Or sorry, D.C.
I'm not. It's never explained why he's meeting her in D.C. I can only assume that his mother-in-law lives there.
Yeah, and he said that he had the kids there with him.
I can only assume because he's got his mother-in-law's car.
And he talks with her on the phone about her parents like feed them cookies and sugar and shit. So yeah, he's going to be apart from his wife because it's a Die Hard movie, and he has to have some sort of way to get to his wife has to be in peril for some.
So the first
because it worked for that first movie,
right? The first thing we got to notice is that airports are not like this anymore.
No.
There's a lot of things that would not work in a real airport nowadays that do work in this movie. One of the things I do want to, we don't have to go. I don't want to go plot point by plot point.
No, I just have it. You know,
for the most part, let's be fair. For the most part, they got the characterization of John McClane correct. There's a couple things that they wanted to do, like make him like a Luddite of sorts, like he didn't like technology.
But kind of showed that in the first movie with the this fancy toy.
But the couple times they do it, they just kind of forget about it later on in the movie.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, mankind peaked with frozen pizza. That's one of his lines. Can we talk about some of the lines?
Characterization. Oh yeah, I think the characterization is good. But there's points that really bug me. The moment where all the SWAT guys with that one guy, they go to the other satellite array, and like 3 guys take out all these SWAT guys. Because these SWAT guys get on the fucking moving fucking side. Are you shitting me? You're fucking cops.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? And all in a row? Are you dumb? Yeah, you're tactical geniuses. Who's your commanding officer? You're fired. Oh, you're dead? Yeah, because you're stupid and you suck. That's just, well, how the fuck do you... And then the whole end of that sequence is John McClane comes in and fucking saves everybody, of course, with no regard for his own safety, which is vastly different from the first movie. And then the whole thing where the guy's on the moving sidewalk, shoot him! No other guy's going to be like, oh, like... I'm going to start running towards that gun that you might get instead of just shooting you with the gun that's in my fucking hand. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
So,
also, the flesh from your hands would fall off if you tried to hold metal in that cold weather like that.
I want to talk about the fact that
potholes.
Ramon Esperanza,
the general?
Yeah, he's from the country that's in Commando. So, in a way, this is tied to Commando.
What's the country?
I don't remember, but it was a foreign country in Commando, and they're connected.
I am so disappointed in you right now.
Oh, whoa, you should know, Mr. Commando guy.
I don't know.
But so we find out
Saint something.
He's coming to. Santa. He's being put in, sent to America because he's a big drug lord, and whatever. Mm-hmm. We also find out about this on the TV because William Sadler is fucking bare ass karate kicking,
and he is kicking ass.
He is beating up that shadow, and he's in great shape in this movie. But like, who in the script was like, all right, the first shot we see of our villain, he's ripped, rippling hot abs and a big old
Valverde?
naked ass.
Is Valverde where he's from?
I think so. Yeah.
Because that's the one that's in.
Yeah. And that's we find out is Colonel William Stewart.
Oh, okay. Hang on. So
Let's
Stewart.
just keep going through the movie.
Totally. And I got something when you're
Well,
done.
then what are you saying? What is it? Because I stopped.
Well, Valverde is a fictional country or city used by Hollywood writer and producer Stephen E. D'Souza when his stories require a South or Central American locale that will not cause legal or diplomatic problems.
Mm-hmm.
The location first appeared in his 1985 film Commando. Good job.
Shows up again here.
Look
in this
at
movie.
you, buddy.
Look at that.
I really hate the character of the news reporter.
I really like he. See, this is the thing. Just because it worked in the first movie doesn't mean it needs to be in the second movie.
I'm talking about the girl at the airport, Samantha, whatever.
Oh,
Not the guy on the plane. That stuff's kind of funny.
yeah.
It gets old really quick.
Again, it doesn't. It's like this doesn't try. It's the safest sequel in the world because it doesn't try and do anything new.
No.
It just beat for beat, same characters of that first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so frustrating about this. And we'll talk about it next week with Vengeance, but like that's why they get McTiernan back and they get back to what worked and take chances. Use something similar concept, but make
it's not for and again, I feel like I want to start off by being like, this movie sucks. But in its defense, like
you texted me you did not like it.
It's entertaining. I mean, I'm not saying in the context of the other ones, it sucks. Like, it's really not good. There are so many sequences that you're like, are you fucking shitting me?
If A Good Day to Die Hard didn't exist, it would be the worst Die Hard.
Yes. Which, again, is saying a lot because the worst Die Hard is better than a lot of really shitty movies, So, I mean, the bar is way up there.
Yeah.
And, again, Bruce Willis does a fucking incredible job, of course. Sadler does a great job. A lot of supporting cast does really good work. Fred Dalton Thompson, of course, the Republican douchebag senator who briefly had a career in Hollywood. Always loved because he exudes that authoritative, so he's the head of the airport, obviously, and whatnot.
So McClane sees some suspicious behavior, so they fight the baggage claim or the baggage sorting area gunfight. Not a bad scene, pretty fun gunfight. McClane.
There's a couple of moments where like they're shooting at him and he's trying to get away, and these guys are supposed to be military, like highly trained military, and they can't hit him.
Yeah,
and he's like hanging from like something for like a good 30 seconds.
They're
like, you suck, dude.
Yeah, they're like a squadron that went rogue from the U.S. military, let's kill LA cop.
Let's kill the guy who's just in the church and who ain't hurting nobody. Fuck you guys. I don't even care about anything else. You guys are dicks for just killing the guy.
Yeah.
He's probably 5 years away from death. And he's probably living the life that he wants to live at the end of his life. He's got his dog. He's got that church that he's just kind of hanging around, doesn't do nothing. Watches TV all day and probably, plays with himself a lot. Just a dream existence,
So
and you come in and you shoot him up because you got to use his church.
So then we finally get introduced to my personal favorite character of the whole movie.
Yes.
Fucking
God.
Airport Police Chief Carmine Lorenzo, also known as actor Dennis. Is it Dennis Franz?
Dennis Franz. Listen, McClane, I don't give a shit where you came from.
Hey,
okay?
That LA badge don't mean shit here.
All right.
This is my precinct.
You're telling me on the night before Christmas you want me to shut this thing down?
McClane, this is classified.
I don't know if any of that.
We talked about this before we recorded. There is like this weird thing where like John McClane has to constantly make fun of Carmine's weight.
He calls him like a fat shit or a fat fuck like 3 or 4 times between.
Listen, McClane.
Yeah.
I may put on a few pounds, but that's no reason to fat shame me.
But I'm gonna go ahead and get. I'm gonna lose a couple pounds. Porking your wife, McClane.
Yeah, you bastard.
You
You know
fuck.
what? I'm a cop. I like donuts. Sue me. All right? By the way, thanks for killing one of those terrorists. Even though he's like, yeah, rightfully, he's like, why the fuck are you shooting up my airport?
Yeah, you're not gonna get a airport janitor to let you in anywhere, no matter what kind of badge you flash at this point. But yeah, so airports are very different. So that's that makes things, and also, like this is when airphones were like first a thing, like you could make a call from an airplane to the ground, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck?
But I will say, like, this movie does a good job of turning up tension. Because when we do get to the point of, like, okay, we find out that they're trying to get this plane to land, so they're forcing all these other planes not to land, and they have to hold them in the air and circle for this plane to land.
It's a great
it's a great tension
plot device.
because
Yeah.
like,
oh yeah.
because it's like, okay,
Yeah, you're scared
not
for the
for
people.
nothing. It's like I'll give them this. They took the one concept from that first movie that always works in an action movie, because when action movies are better when there's a time limit. Because by the end of this movie, something's going to blow up, someone's going to die, and that's going to be the end of the movie. And the hero's going to go home. And so when they have that that's one of the best scenes of the movie is the air traffic control scene when he gets hot, when Sadler hacks into it, takes it over, and says those things, because it's like, oh shit. He's like 90 minutes.
Oh, dude, when he makes
90 minutes they were going to run out of fuel?
when he makes, I think it's 58 minutes, hence the title of the book. Maybe.
Why do they call it 58 minutes to Die Hard?
Because Die Harder sounded. See, that's the thing is like
they did it later.
We'll get so when he actually makes the British airliner crash.
That was a good scene.
That's pretty insane. But again, the flesh is off of his hands. If he's holding those metal things out in that weather, there's no way, right? Whatever. Again, like you have to suspend your disbelief at some point. Because none of this shit happens in real life,
Exactly.
okay?
Especially
Die Hard, right? So you gotta, okay.
I will say this movie is kind of, for me, feels like the start of Superman McLean, where, like, they kind of, like, he still fails, he still gets hurt and stuff, in this movie. There are a little bit of elements of, like, okay, you really got to suspend your disbelief for some things.
They get back to more of the everyman McLean in the third one. And then they kind of ramp up the Superman McLean in the fourth one and fifth one.
The fifth one's even worse. The fourth one is pretty bad.
The
but
fifth
the fifth
one
is
bulletproof. It's like, what the
he's
fuck?
Like jumping off 20-foot drops, landing on his feet, like, all right, son, let's go kill some Russians. Anyway, we're not doing that movie.
No.
But that scene in particular, I thought it was a really good scene of once again showing, and making you sympathetic towards John and being like, he was devastated he couldn't save that plane.
Well, the airport guy, the main airport guy, was like, I saw what you did.
Yeah.
Just don't want you to blame yourself, Yeah. 'Cause that's Fred Dalton Thompson. But then I love when he shoots Dennis Franz, with the blanks.
Yeah. That was great when he just lights up the fucking.
You start noticing that they're all got like red and blue, and you're like, oh,
yeah, I noticed that too. I was like,
huh.
I don't remember this.
I did remember it once. I saw the red and the blue. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh, that was a great twist, by the way. I love the twist of John Amos's character being a bad guy.
That still is. We talked about this off.
It's like a horror movie.
It fucking shocked the shit out of me because then I wouldn't have to do this. Holy shit! He just cut his fucking throat.
Oh, dude, they're trying. Oh, they're working with Stewart.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
It was a good twist. I like that. And again, there are good parts of this movie. It's just, again, it's so fucking safe. That's its biggest detriment. Is it just doesn't.
Now, the ejecting himself out of the cockpit was pretty fucking inventive and imaginative.
I liked it. It was fun.
It still looks like shit, but it's such an iconic movie moment. And the only thing I hate about it is how long he takes to do it, and the fact that he clearly knows how to strap himself into a military aircraft seat, in order to not be get his arms ripped off or something, or you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And it literally by the time when those guys pull the pins,
Yeah.
He doesn't make it to strap in.
No, he's dead. It
Yes.
took too long for him to get out
Oh my
of it.
God! Yes,
Yeah.
it's an fucking eternity, dude. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, to be really again, I watched it and I wasn't mad about watching it. I wasn't sitting there going like, this is terrible. I was just there was a couple of moments where you're just like, come the fuck on, man. Like you forgot about this or that. And you just see this scene and you're just like, oh, Jesus H. Christ, you know?
I will say, much like the first movie, this movie still, like we did say there's a little bit of Superman McLean in this, but it still makes him more of an everyman. Like that final, when he's fighting on the plane, even before that, he gets his ass kicked a couple times. Like, so that's the problem with the movie. Where like they can't shoot for shit, but if they get close quarters, man, you're done.
And the Superman McLean, you have to show that too because he's fighting guys who can kill you in 15 ways in like 10 seconds. You know what I mean? These are serious fucking guys, and he somehow manages to not only survive, but kill them and or
so
you know
let's
whatever.
Let's not forget that he was dropped out of a helicopter on top of this plane. In the first place,
Of course, and didn't
Took
like
his
immediately
jacket,
fall
throws
off
it in the
because
engine.
because it's fucking icy as shit out. Of course, there's no ice on the wings.
It's a move, but then again, you got
It had been in a hangar for a while. So.
It's the battle of like, where do you have the line of your suspension of disbelief? Because
But I hadn't seen the end of the movie in a long time. It had been a while. But I remember most, plot points and most, bullet points and the stuff the good stuff. And that during that final fight, it's interesting to see how he goes about making sure that he pops open that fuel dump at the very end. Like no matter what, but
he's not. If you watch,
his plan
he knows
is really
he's gonna get knocked off the plane.
Yes, his plan is really to get knocked off before they take off,
so he could rip the fuel line open. But you don't.
But he starts with like, okay, all right, so I'm gonna unhook it, and then I'm gonna fight these guys, and I'm pretty sure I can kick their ass. But then I'm gonna get them to get me over here, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna fall off, and ha ha ha. And it's like, wow, that was your plan all along, Die Hard.
See, I think again. One of the good things of this movie, like there are times where they make John smart, and they.
He is smart, and that's what makes the character.
That's what made the first movie good. Is when John could outsmart the other guys, and like to see him have that foresight to be like, I'm gonna throw my jacket in here so it can't take off, then I'm gonna rip this fuel line. And did you know that this drop is from this movie when he lights up the fire?
Yes.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Because you can hear the plane in the background. But it's a really good shot of him lighting it and then blowing it up. And it worked twofold because it was a landing light for those other planes. I was like,
right, yeah.
What a solid
And Mythbusters has proven that would not happen. But who fucking cares?
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
It's a movie.
The other thing that I don't like about it and that I forgot about the ending was that when he's walking towards all the wreckage, all the planes, and he's like just... Hey, can somebody shout at him? Hey, she's over here. Stop with the... What are you doing?
Here's your landing lights. That's what that was after the scene, him in his trailer. Yeah.
But no, again, in... Woo, yeah! Woo, yeah! So what are we... what is our rating system? Are we rating these?
I mean, we were gonna rank them.
We already said that. Obviously, we've done the best and we've done the worst now. The first one is the best and this one is the worst.
I do enjoy Live Free or Die Hard, from what I remember.
The fourth one,
Die Hard with a Vengeance, is. This is a problem with ranking it because
I'm really excited about this next one because it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
it's really, really good.
But I mean, Die Hard 2 probably would be number 4 for being honest.
I would have to say, right? And Die Hard 1 is the top one.
Nothing's gonna beat Die Hard 1 or will Vengeance.
No,
we'll find out next week.
Yeah, there's a chance, however infinitesimal, that one of us will pick one of these next two movies as the better Die Hard than number 1.
Maybe not. You never know.
Maybe we're both stupid.
Yeah, so next week, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Starring Jeremy Irons. We got star power.
We got Samuel L. Jackson. We got
Samuel L. Jackson.
Jeremy Irons as Han's brother, Simon, which I'm pretty sure that script was originally called Simon Says.
Yeah.
before it was turned into a Die Hard movie. So there you go.
Yeah, they take a lot of chances in this next one. It's not at all like the one we just reviewed.
That had to do everything the first movie did. But
So yeah,
slightly different.
in conclusion,
Can I say?
yeah,
Another suspension of disbelief is like I feel like my current phone is the best I've had at like doing recording things on it.
okay,
So it's hard to believe that he could do a crystal clear fucking news report in an airplane bathroom.
yeah,
It'd be that crystal clear from his phone
Yeah.
in 1990.
yeah.
But it's a movie.
It is.
I'm just saying, like, that was my biggest suspension of disbelief.
I liked how they kept showing The Simpsons. Like every time it was like, gee, is this a Fox movie?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but we have our own TV station, and it's got the show called Simpsons, and you might like The Simpsons because everybody likes The Simpsons, so make sure you watch Simpsons, and here it is on every TV on the movie.
Thank you, Tyler, for joining me for another episode of Die Hard December. We just watched Die Hard 2, Die Hard.
You're not going to know if you're going to like Bart or Homer better.
Next week, Die Hard with a Vengeance. See you then.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.